Hi, this is Lisa, the Original Designing Diva. I'm here with a different kind of video than I normally do for you. I wanted to do this review because I've seen a lot of YouTube videos and read a lot of reviews on Amazon about paper trimmers. And I've had this one probably for about a year. It's the Fiskars. I think it's called the Sheercut. It's the one that has the little wire thing in here that shows you exactly where your paper cut line is going to be, which I have to admit is a nice feature. Especially if you're not cutting by measurements, but cutting by, tracing something, you know exactly where your cut's going to be. It's a nice feature, but I don't know if you can see this. The extension arm, the plastic coating over it is all warped. It's all raised and warped. And I was going to try taking it off, but I didn't know if the numbers would come off with it. And if they did, then I couldn't use the trimmer at all. I would just be able to use it as a 6-inch trimmer. And I was finding my measurements were off, and I think that's why. Because I think it's affecting the actual measurement. And I was finding that my blades were wearing out really quickly for some reason lately, and I was constantly buying new blades, and it didn't take very long for this to not do a nice clean cut. Well, that's not too bad, but that's only one sheet of paper. If I was trying to do multiple, if I want to do one sheet of paper, that's fine. But if I want to do multiple layers, I want a trimmer that's going to be able to do that for me. And I was not happy with the results I was getting with this trimmer. And I use a trimmer a lot. I use a trimmer a lot. I use a scoreboard a lot because I make the booklets for the Fodoris, and I'm constantly trimming, cutting paper, all kinds of paper. So I decided I was going to look for a new trimmer, and I was looking on Amazon, and I used to have years ago a swing line rotary trimmer. And it didn't have an extension arm. I think it was 9 inches was the most you could cut on it. I wasn't involved in paperwork back then. That's when I was doing jewelry. So, when I needed the occasional paper trimmer, that was great. But it would cut through quite a few layers of paper. But it got to the point where, I needed something that would trim larger pieces of paper. And eventually I couldn't even get replacement blades for it. It was out of date. There was a new model out, and that model blades didn't fit my trimmer. So that's when I moved over to the Fiskars. And I've always kind of had a love-hate relationship with Fiskars. I also have their bypass machine, the big, huge one that costs a small fortune. And I got that when I was making albums. And I got it specifically to cut chipboard because I watched YouTube videos on it. I read reviews on it. And it supposedly was this wonderful trimmer that would cut through anything, blah, blah, blah. And it even locked down. Whatever I tried to trim on that thing would slide. It would always move. And it was very hard moving. It's not a rotary trimmer. It is a rotary blade. I don't know what you would call it. But it's on 2 metal things, and it's very hard to move. It doesn't cut going this way. You can't cut moving away from you. You have to cut pulling towards you. That's the only way something doesn't slide all over the place. And it's very hard to move that thing. So I've had it a few years now, and I think I've used it maybe 3 times, or tried to use it 3 times. It's sitting under my workbench. I tried to sell it in the tag sale, but that didn't work either. So I was looking up new trimmers, and I really didn't want to get another Fiskars because, like I said, I really haven't been all that happy with them. And I was reading a review. I wanted a rotary trimmer, and I was reading because I was tired of those stupid little blades. So I was reading a review about a trimmer. I can't even tell you what kind it was now. And the reviewer said she wasn't happy with it, and that she liked her American Crafts cut-up trimmer better. Rolled. I guess it was a trimmer she'd had for a long time. So I thought, you know what, let me look. I had never heard of American Crafts. I had never seen their trimmers. I've seen, Swingline and Fiskars and, all kinds of trimmers. I've never seen American Crafts. So I thought, let me look them up. So I did a search on Amazon, and this is what I came up with. And it's a heavy, sturdy trimmer. This is metal. This whole base here is metal, and this is metal also. It comes with your cutting blade. It comes with this fancy cut blade, and it comes with a score blade, which was another thing I wanted. I wanted a machine that I could score and trim paper without having to constantly switch out my trimmer with my scoreboard. And then you use the scoreboard, and then you use your trimmer, and then you use the scoreboard, and then that drives me crazy. So I wanted something that I could score and trim with one machine, and this will do it. And these store right on the machine, so you're not going to lose them. You can get other blades for them. There's other fancy blades you can get. The blades are really simple. The cartridge just, I'll try to do this so you can see it, but I don't know if I can. The cartridge just slides right out. And then it just slides right back in. You just slide it in and out, that's it. And you're ready to go. This is the extension arm, which I have yet to find an extension arm that I like, because there's always that gap in there that you never know what the real measurement is. They're never delineated enough so that you can really tell what the measurement is in between that gap. And this one has 2, has 2 gaps. But I normally trim like around 7, and then 8.5 or more, or less than 6. I very seldom am in between 6 and 7, or 7 and 8. So I can live with that. That's something I can live with. The other thing that doesn't thrill me is that you can't slide your paper under here. In order to get your paper under, you have to lift this up, which is fine. It locks your paper in, but every time you want to cut, I have to reach all the way over and lift this up and put my paper under, and then put it down, and then lift it up. It's awkward. And there's no other way to move the trimmer. You can't, I don't know, there's no way to do it so that it's simple to lift this up and down. I've tried. So that is a feature that doesn't thrill me. But it cuts like a dream. Let's do 1, 2, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do 10 pieces. And this is just plain old copy paper. And I don't expect it to do it on the first try, but so three swipes. You cut through 10 pieces of copy paper. I don't even know if the Fiskars would cut through 10 pieces of copy paper, but it's a nice clean cut. If you can see that. I don't know if you can see it. Nice clean cut. It will cut through multiple layers of cardstock. Not that I do cut through multiple layers of cardstock, but if I want to. I can. The other thing is it scores. So let me show you. Let me score something for you. And see, this is a pain. That is the only thing that makes me crazy. And it's a nice clean score line. So I can use this to trim and score the same project while I'm working on it. I don't have to constantly switch out my trimmer and my scoreboard. And I have a heavy hand when I score. I tend to rip paper a lot when I score, and that's wasteful, and it irritates me. And this way I don't have to worry about doing that, because I really do. I have a heavy hand when I score. So overall, I would, it does have, I don't know, you probably can't see it, but there's a little plastic lip that comes out on both sides, so no matter which way you're using the trimmer. And there is a line, it's really easy to see when you're using the machine. It's a definite line, and that is your cutting line. So you know where this is going to cut. You know exactly where your cutting line is going to be. And I don't know how mine has lasted this long, because I know I've heard a lot of complaints about the Fiskars, the wire breaking. Like, they've had the machine a week and the wire breaks. I don't know how, I haven't broken mine because I'm not easy on my trimmers, but this isn't going to break. It's right in your rotary cutter, and I like the rotary. It's a nice, you know, it moves. It's not, you know, it's not stiff, and you don't have to really apply a lot of pressure for it to cut. So overall, I'm pleased with it. This is the only thing that really I don't like about it. But like I said, it cuts like a dream. I can score and trim with one machine. So I thought I would do this video because, like I said, I'm not familiar with American Crafts. I've never heard of this trimmer before until I read that review. And so, you know, I thought if somebody's looking for a trimmer, instead of the same old, this is, like I said, it's weighty, it's sturdy, it's metal. This is plastic, but this is all metal. The ends are plastic. And your paper lock thing is your, you know, whatever they call that thing. I don't know what they call it, but that's metal too. So it's a nice little machine. It cuts through multiple layers at once, which is nice when I'm doing booklets. I do have a huge trimmer that I got. It's a HFS. It's one of the it's a guillotine, but it's not a typical guillotine, and it will cut through because I used to. When you make the booklets, you have to, the inner pages stick out more than the outer pages, so you have to trim it down so they're even. And I used to do it with a X-Acto knife, and I was never very good at it. And so I ended up doing it on my paper trimmer, which didn't come out great either. So this will cut through, that other trimmer will cut through multiple, it'll cut through a phone book. But I use that when I'm trimming down my booklets, and the final trim, that's what I use. But to cut paper or, make the covers and stuff, this is gonna be great. This is the only thing that I don't like. So I just wanted to do a quick little video, so that if anybody's looking for a paper trimmer, to let them know this is an option. It's on Amazon. On Amazon, it's listed as American Crafts Cartridge paper trimmer. It's $31.71 or 77 cents or some ridiculous amount of change. Free shipping with Amazon Prime. You get it in 2 days. If you have Amazon Prime, which I do, I don't, so if you have Amazon Prime, it's free shipping. So I just wanted to share. I hope this was helpful to someone if somebody's looking for a new trimmer. Hope this gives you some ideas, or, it's another option for you. And it comes with all 3 of the blades. You don't have to buy them. It comes with the 3 blades. There's also other blades you can get for it that are fancy blades. I did get these. But I don't think they're for this machine. So I think I'm going to have to send these back. I don't think it fits this machine. I'll try it, but I don't think so. The replacement blades I did see, how at Amazon on the bottom they have, they do like the little bundle thing. The replacement blades I saw were like $6. So I don't know how long the blades will last. I'll see. But like I said, the Fiskars, it seemed like every week I was putting a new blade in. So we'll see how this works. If I change my mind on it, I'll do another video, let you know in a few months if this drives me crazy enough that I can't use it anymore. But for now, I'm pleased with it. It's an option if someone's looking for a new trimmer. So that's it. I just wanted to do a quick review. Hopefully, like I said, it helps someone. And this is Lisa, the original Designing Diva, saying bye for now.